Go Figure TV. Revolutionary salute. Revolutionary salute. Like, share, subscribe. Welcome to the House of Revolution. You know I'm your humble host. The Yamin of Revolution, 1 year old. Baby Kohen killed. We got the update. Free Karmelo. But before we get into that, y'all be sure to wipe y'all feet. That means hit the like button. You in the House of Revolution. Like, share, subscribe, support the platform, y'all. Let's get right into the content this morning. Salute.
For baby corn? Justice for baby corn. 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 Justice for baby corn.
There ain't no very stupid. That's right.
Justice for baby corn. 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 Justice for baby corn.
I watched my baby take his first breath, and I watched my baby take his last breath. I'm still in disbelief about the traumatizing event that occurred and took my one and only child, baby Cole. I ask that you keep my family in your prayers and justice for baby Cohen.
This morning, we are announcing that we intend to have an independent autopsy on baby Kohen because the family does not want to rely on the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation's autopsy. If it is verified that the bullet entered the right side of the baby's body and exited the left side of the baby's body, then that means that the bullet came from the side. And how are you in harm's way if the bullet is coming from the side? Next, you're going to hear from his grandfather, Carlos Haynes, because his father, Devion Williams, is a little too distraught to speak. So we're going to have his father and Devion stand beside his father as they talk about his grandson, Mr. Carlos Haynes, who is the father of Devion Williams.
Oh, how y'all doing? I'm Carlos Haynes, Davion's father. Cohen was my grandson, and man, this was a little rough on me. And I just had plans on taking him fishing. And what hurt me most is when my granddaughter asked where he is. She's only 3 years old. And to see her play along, I just want justice for my dude, man. That's all I would say.
Hey. Justice for baby Kohen. Justice for baby Kohen. Justice for baby Kohen.
Salute, family.
And now, before you hear from one of our community activists, we're going to have you hear from baby Cohen's mother, who is still, 1 week later, still having nightmares and having panic attacks over this tragedy. Obviously, nothing can compare to a mother losing their child, especially being shot while the baby's in her arms. So she is doing her best to try to keep it together through all the confusion and saw all of the mental anguish. So you all keep her in prayer. Keep standing up and loving on her so she knows that she's not alone in trying to get to the truth and get to justice. Y'all stand to your feet and let's shout justice for baby Kohen so she knows she's not alone. Justice for baby Kohen. Justice for baby Kohen. Justice for baby Kohen. Thank you. Felicia, we're going to stay here because I don't know if the stand is it okay if she stands here? Can y'all see her? Okay. Let's say what's on your heart.
Hey everyone, my name is Valicia Wiley. I'm the mother of baby Kohen. I watched my baby take his first breath, and I watched my baby take his last breath. I'm still in disbelief about the traumatizing event that occurred that took my one and only child, baby Cole. I ask that you keep my family in your prayers and justice for baby Cole.
Justice for baby Kohen. Oh, justice for baby Kohen. Justice for baby Kohen. Ms. Roberson, will you come to talk about some of the things with the panic attacks and so forth with your baby? I know that people need to know what she's going through.
Since this incident occurred, my daughter's up at night. She's crying, and I know it hurt her because they together all the time. And now she has nothing. You know, she's not sleeping. She's not eating. You know, only thing we can do is just pray for her and try to get her some mental help.
That panic attack.
The panic attacks are occurring every day. I don't know how to console her in it because we've never been through anything like this. It's different, you know. So if y'all know someone that could help us, please reach out and let us know. Please.
This morning, a passionate and emotional plea in Senatobia as loved ones of one-year-old Kohen Wiley called for accountability and justice. This happening after investigators say the boy was shot by an officer in a busy Walmart parking lot last week. The family attorney, Benjamin Crump, says they will have an independent autopsy done on one-year-old Kohen Wiley. Action News 5's Michaela Redmond is joining us live in Senatobia this morning. She was at that press conference happening around 8:20 this morning. Attorney Crump says the autopsy is about giving the family the truth regarding what happened on that tragic day. Good morning, Michaela.
Jerry, good morning. Crump says the family does not want to rely on the Mississippi Bureau of Investigation's autopsy because they do not believe it will be the truth. Crump says law enforcement is going to make it seem like they had no choice but to shoot. Crump says the independent autopsy will verify the facts, including the entry and exit wounds on Kohen's body. He says if the bullet entered the right side and exited the left side, that means that the bullet came from the side, proving that Kohen was not posing a threat and it was not justifiable to shoot. Crump also says regardless, it's not justifiable to shoot a one-year-old, and law enforcement could have taken down the license plate of the vehicle instead of opening fire in a crowded Walmart parking lot that put other community members at risk. He says they are still demanding all body, dash, and surveillance video be released, saying they still don't know how many officers were there, how many shots were fired off, and where officers were standing when shots were fired. Adding transparency and accountability equals trust. And the longer they delay releasing the video, the less trust the community has.
A one-year-old baby is dead. Another person was shot. It is unimaginable how a call for shoplifting of a box of diapers ends up with you shooting into a moving vehicle.
Crump says in a Mississippi Department of Public Safety report, Wiley is described as a fleeing juvenile who is fleeing with two adults. Crump says Kohen couldn't run from anyone or put his hands up, and a one-year-old baby is not a threat to an officer with a gun. Cohen's family, including his mother and father, were at the press conference this morning. Many of them spoke. Cohen's funeral will be held next Saturday and is open to the public. Now, Crump is encouraging people to attend to stand in solidarity with the family. Reporting live in Senatobia, Michaela Redmond, Action News 5.
So attorneys Ben Crump and Van Turner did go ahead and have a press conference early this morning with the family of Kohen Wiley. They did go over a few things. One of the first things is that they did go ahead and have the funeral scheduled. It is scheduled for Saturday, so that it's good to know he will be laid to rest on Saturday. They also did say they are doing an independent autopsy and they are waiting on the results of that. They have, of course, asked for all video footage to be provided. That's body cam, dash cam from Walmart, all of that jazz to be provided and be viewed. It has been 8 days and they are still not providing any answers to this family. And they are asking for transparency because, again, if you're saying that, life was at risk, it does not take very long to provide that documentation that life was at risk. Here it is, very clear. Thank you. Why has that not been provided? It still has not been provided, of course. But as we know, we have been down this road many times before, and we always know what that means when they delay. All right. He did also go over the important fact that the shots came from the front passenger side of the vehicle and not the front of the vehicle. No trajectory from the front. So they were on the side of the vehicle in the front passenger window. They specifically came from that area. So again, looked the baby right in his beautiful eyes and said, you have no value. Otherwise, he would still be here if he did, because you saw him. You very clearly saw him. It's nothing else to say about that. You saw that baby. So they have asked for their transparency as they continue on with trying to get answers and justice for him, because we've already walked this walk before. Okay. Yeah. And I do believe Walmart may be still closed at this point. Even when they do open back up, they're having to close because several different events have come where they are standing out there making it known, letting their voices be heard. So they do keep closing. So I do believe they are temporarily closed again at this point. The way that people are in Senatobia, they just like close it down forever. So we'll see how that goes. I do believe that is all the updates that I have at this time. My heart continues to go out to the family as they are dealing with this loss unnecessarily of 1-year-old Kohen. I am Keisha. The channel name is Court with Keisha.
This whole thing makes no sense. It's amazing how everybody keeps accusing us of committing crimes and go completely silent when they're wrong. And we have seen these people be wrong a lot. It's not no one here and one there. No, they are wrong a lot. And we know a lot of these calls are from people that they're just plain old evil. Just plain old evil. They spot us and just got to do something. But all of this because they thought diapers were stolen. They thought diapers were stolen. It's sick because they think any reason is good enough to just unalive us. It just seems any reason is good enough. It doesn't matter how minor the product is. It does not matter. There is a boycott going on for Walmart now since this incident has occurred. But economically, it's definitely working on the Asians. They are losing a lot. When the boycott began, they tried to make it seem like we are nothing. They don't need us. We need them. Right now, they done got angry, and some of them are doubling down on their racism, and others, you're blaming us for what one man did. No, this is not over no one man and what he did. It's decades following us around in the store, screaming, hurry up and buy, and just being disrespectful. You want the dollar, but you don't want to show respect. You don't want to, let people walk in the store and shop in peace. You're all down their back the whole time they're in the store. I did not have that experience, but I stopped going in Asian stores in the early part of 2000. And I have not been back, and I don't miss it. I do not miss it at all. So yes, we definitely can live without them, and technically can live without Walmart too. Already did it to Target. Target has never been the same. Yes. Yeah. They said, it was somebody inside of Walmart that made the phone call to the police and said diapers were stolen and nothing was stolen. And you should hear some of these people coming on video, especially white people. People went shoplifting with a baby. That's not what happened. But you know what? You choose to believe that. But see, that's why your people got low birth rates. Yeah, all that hate done made you barrenness. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you.
Would you all please get loaded so we can make procession to the cemetery? Pass the lights on.
Kohen Wiley's family is on their way to bury that one-year-old baby. As you can see, the Paw Patrol casket is in the back of this carriage right now. That's the mother and father of Kohen Wiley. There are hundreds of people right here in Polk, Mississippi for this funeral, as you can see right here. But the casket is on the way as the family grieves and as people remember the legacy of this one-year-old baby boy. Kohen Wiley.
All right. Peace and blessings. Peace and blessings. All praises to the Most High Yahuwah, God of Ibrahim, Yitzchak, and Israel. Today, as you saw, the footage was the funeral for one-year-old Kohen Wiley, who was senselessly murdered by police in Senatobia, Mississippi, a couple of weeks ago. And I'm sure you heard the story by now. We've been covering it, but we've been down here for, the past few days, just gathering the people together, the community. First of all, loving on the family, his mother, Valencia Wiley, and his father, Davion. We've also, done demonstrations at the Walmart in which he was killed. You see right here, I still have on my Rest in Heaven Kohen shirt. And if you saw the little kids carrying the casket was not big enough to have 6 grown pallbearers. So they had the little children carrying it, Paw Patrol casket. And, it's just sad. It's just sad the way the media has turned and twisted the story. Got people saying that the mother used the baby as a human shield, that the people were stealing, that, bad parenting. All of those narratives are incorrect. Senatobia has a deep history of racism and police brutality and excessive force. The officer that killed, murdered, executed young Kohen had a history, just received recent complaints of racism by his own department. And so this is something that, people all across the nation. I met, people from Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida, Baltimore, Mississippi, Louisiana, Alabama. I mean, all across the nation, brothers from the Nation of Islam, the people from the IUIC, Israel United in Christ, the Hebrew Brothers, different activists, Chairman Fred, Markel Bridges with the coalition, people from Black Matter Grassroots, Jacob Blake. I mean, it's just so many people who came out and, joined in the demonstrations that we had. And I'll probably show you some footage from those. But the funeral, once again, how can you say the funeral was nice? Because a 1-year-old child was killed. They're still being, secretive with all the information. Walmart, in which we shut down, or they shut it down before I got here. And yesterday when we did a demonstration, they were not open. Somebody told me they reopened today, but I think every day that they were closed was about a $300,000 loss for them. So we definitely impacted that store. That store was responsible for the erroneous shoplifting call that resulted in this senseless death. So, and shout out to that news anchor, the last news anchor. He's been with us all weekend. I know he is dog tired because I'm dog tired, but he was out there with the demonstrations yesterday. He was at the town hall meeting. He was at the wake. He's, he's probably at the vigil right now. I didn't make the vigil because I'm just so tired. But, the people, the organizers, the activists that came across the nation and, still with this family, I just can't. I'm just, in awe of, the love and the community that came together throughout all the organizations and individuals, especially the people of Senatobia, that I met. They're just, they're just some great people down here. And so, there's a lot of information that is just not correct concerning this. But I'm going to show you this video, which gives you a little bit of the footage from the funeral. Media wasn't allowed in the funeral, so I don't know how they got these pictures. But just take a listen to some of the people who spoke. Attorney Van Turner spoke about the justice aspect of the case during the funeral, and the preacher did a wonderful job. I think her name was Carrie. She did a wonderful and masterful job, as well as everybody involved, all the family members. Once again, the parents are only like 20, 21. They showed great composure during this time. So let me show you this video real quick, and I'll be back with a little more information as well.
We need to celebrate this precious young soul today, but then on tomorrow we got to do something about it.
First at 5 on your news leader, hundreds of people gathered in Pope, Mississippi to celebrate the life of 1-year-old Kohen Wiley. That little boy was shot outside of the Walmart store in Senatobia 2 weeks ago by a police officer. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Shay Arthur. WRG's Caitlin Barker attended the service for little Kohen today. She's live outside of Hosanna Family Worship Center. And Caitlin, I would imagine this was a very emotional service.
Yeah, Shay, it was. There wasn't a dry eye in the room, but it was a beautiful service filled throughout the sanctuary. They had toys for little children, and they also had bluey stuffed animals surrounding the room. And it really put into perspective the young life that was taken way too soon. Now, during the service, the room was filled with mourners remembering little Cohen's life and also marveling at the impact that he's had on the city of Senatobia, the state of Mississippi, and the nation at only 1 year old. During today's service, we heard from attorney Van Turner, who's representing Cohen's family following the shooting, and he spoke about the importance of grieving Cohen today and then fighting for his life tomorrow. Take a listen.
There is nothing at that Walmart store that is more precious than a baby boy. There is nothing that is man-made that is so precious that you would take the life of something that's God-made. And baby Cohen was God-made. He deserved to live. He deserved to go to school. He deserved to have a life full of love. He deserved to make his parents proud. He deserved more than to have his life taken on that day over some diapers.
Now, coming up at 6, we'll be live at a vigil held in little Cohen's honor, and we will have more on that coming up at 6 o'clock. I'm Caitlin Barker reporting live for your news leader, WREG News Channel 3.
And I can't echo those sentiments enough. Nothing at Walmart warranted police shooting into a car. And to dispute the narrative, the bullets came from a way that there would not or could not have been any police in the way. They came from the side. And people always saying, well, if you drive a car at an officer, the only thing the officer has to do was get out the way, basically. But, that's neither here nor there. A lot of people gathered, but the main thing is supporting the people and the family after all the cameras, after all the people, after all of the visitors like myself are gone. And I'm speaking with the Nation of Islam and a local activist, Brother Patrick Alexander. He echoed the same sentiments. Like, this is our fight. He actually calling it their Emmett Till moment. But the only thing in which I agree with him that, if the nation would have been able to see that little baby in the casket, that would put everything into perspective. But for some reason, the family decided not to show him. But I just can't help but to think of Mamie Till, who made sure that the nation saw what those people did to her son. And I think that would have been a courageous thing to do. And also, an impactful thing for the nation to see that baby in the casket. When I saw that baby in the casket at the viewing, it was real. Like, they killed a baby. And to see that young man laying in his suit, peaceful though. He looked so peaceful. He looked definitely sleep. Whoever did the body did a wonderful job. But, I think that for people to actually see that, no, this is a baby that was killed. A baby that was killed. That would put, more things into perspective. But we're going to once again keep this situation alive. I've contacted and I've been, made some contacts with people in this city to be able to continue to shed light on the story, shed light on the consequences, the after effects, the aftermath. But, shout out to everyone who came out this weekend. Once again, they're probably still at the vigil now. I'm just too tired, and so, this is a horrific situation. And, there's just so much to address with these police executions. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this video in the comments. Y'all see the number 919-587-7782. Thank y'all for liking, watching, sharing, subscribing to the account.
Okay, guys, let's quickly jump into this video because there is some information that I feel like we are glossing over. I want to kind of stay in this specific area because the information and the content that I'm going to present later is going to fall in this realm. Karmelo Anthony was not the aggressor. Remember, the lies that were being told on the stand was that Karmelo Anthony was the aggressor. Video proof shows that he was never the aggressor. Now, we're not even getting into the actual fight under the tent where we actually see multiple people fighting in what looks like, and it has to be Karmelo in the middle, and that he was surrounded. And we know why, because somehow he got out of there and he ran. I want y'all to listen to this piece too, because somebody told me this, and I'm going to present this a little bit later. What if Karmelo was the fall guy, but not the target? Think about this. When I watched those tapes, the first thing came to my mind, I know when I was bad as hell, I was terrible, especially when I was a teen, okay? And into my 20s, I was a mess, okay? But when we would beat people up, we would make sure that our targets never got away. And if they did, we would know. What you guys saw in video evidence, for instance, this video right here, the target, if the target was Karmelo, how is it that he got away, ran away, and they did not even notice that he was gone? So it would lead me to think possibly, just possibly, he was the fall guy and not the target. The way that this was planned out, it seems like it was premeditated on the side of them damn kids. Now, this is what I want to present to you guys for this video. For one, Karmelo was not the aggressor. It's like we've been pulling teeth trying to get the conclusivity of these videos. What I mean is you're seeing a video angle from here, you're seeing it from here, but what they're not showing us is them walking in. As they walk in, what's going on? There is a reason why we are not seeing this information, okay? We've talked about systematic racism. This is exactly what this is, a bunch of individuals coming together to oppress information. If Karmelo did this, we would not be trying to pull teeth to get the damn proof. I'm going to get into this video now. I showed you guys this yesterday or the day before. I don't recall at this particular time. But I want you guys to pay attention to the video. It was stated that Karmelo was sitting down, and the lie they told is that he did not want to move out of a seat. They did not know him is the lie that they told. I believe we have pretty much dispelled those lies. But what I want you guys to understand is Karmelo was targeted as he walked in from what we see. And let's just get into it.
I make this up. Free Karmelo Anthony. Yes, I have dropped a video of Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf entering the stadium. Everybody seen this video, clear video. Now, yes, you cannot make this up. There is more video of Hunter Metcalf as they walk into the stadium. Y'all seen that? He runs past Austin Metcalf. This is Hunter Metcalf. He runs past Austin Metcalf straight up to Karmelo Anthony. Look at this.
Now, that is them walking in. Remember, they showed us this. And I kept saying, well, where's the rest of the video? Okay, they're showing them come in, and then it cuts to them sitting under this tent. And I said, no, ma'am, no, sir. Where are them how are they walking to the tent? Don't show me them coming in and then sitting down. Because in this video, we see them coming in, and then we're going to see them somehow meet up with Karmelo. Remember, the lying-ass boy said he didn't know Karmelo, but then he did not testify on the stand, which told us a lot that there was some shit that he was hiding. He did not know Karmelo, and Karmelo just didn't want to move. And therefore, Karmelo just got up and started whacking his brother. That is a lie. Okay, let's get into this video.
Now Hunter runs up from the back. He runs up to third place. When they walk up, you'll see the two in front branch off, as Hunter is the one that goes up and confronts Karmelo Anthony first. Austin is in the back. Now,
Walking right here. The only dogs I see are bullies.
Now, basically, what you learned is they showed us them walking in. We didn't see that walk until they got to this tent. But the reason, guys, why they're not showing you this is because this is all a conspiracy. Now, I know good old Black folks, we hate conspiracies, but you need to understand is there is almost always a conspiracy against a person that look like us, okay? So we have to accept it for what it is. What you all need to understand, and I said this in a previous video, this is a concerted effort by all of these people to put this innocent Black boy in prison. Well, they've done that, but they want him to stay in there because they want to cover up who the true person was that committed this crime, and we ain't standing for it. The Attorney General, this is why, too, it's so important that we all vote. But you people in Dallas, I need you to get in Texas, get your mama, your baby mamas, all of them, your boyfriends, all of your boyfriends, your cousin, uncles, your friends, your enemies. Y'all need to vote because the Attorney General signed whatever he signed, but he is still trying to suppress this video. You remember the original video, and I've had people on my show that actually saw the original video. Remember, people could go see the video. Well, the Attorney General now has stepped in and said the school can no longer show that video. Why is the Attorney General stepping in to suppress a video when all they need to do is show it to the people? So I feel like they're trying to do some more editing to the video. So this is why I have been doing interviews with people. And I don't care if they go on 99 platforms. Mine can be the 100th. Because at the end of the day, we're going to keep getting this message out as it relates to Karmelo Anthony. Karmelo Anthony, an innocent Black boy, was received 35 years because he didn't commit a crime. I don't care what the jury said. They got it wrong. Keep in mind, guys, this is what you need to understand. And somebody said the jury was dumb, okay? Because you can tell me the things that I can look in at or whatever the evidence they present, but you have to find him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I feel like that jury didn't give a damn, okay? They didn't care. And because his lackluster as attorney who needs to be in prison did not advocate for him, it went as it did. Now, you guys saw what looked like to be Hunter Metcalf pressing Karmelo. In his interview, he said something to the tune, "My brother is pretty much down for me even though when I'm wrong." Yeah, your brother was down for you in this particular instance, and that's pretty much why your brother ain't here anymore. So I want us to not forget, because this was the basis of their bogus ass claim, is that Karmelo was the aggressor. I don't know how Karmelo ended to be the aggressor, but I understand because this is what they have always done to Black people. We make them the aggressor. We make them everything, although the twins have a record of doing these things. And also, they're saying that, I don't know if it's the twins or one of the twins has a record for doing something else too. Y'all know what I mean.
These are the ones that go straight up in through the gap. You see that? Those are the ones that...
The two branches off, Hunter goes up and is the one that confronts Karmelo Anthony.
Okay, keep in mind, guys, we just saw Karmelo walk. He ran up to him. Look what they do. They have planned this because what they did is you go here, you're going to go and get him on that end. You're going to go here, you're going to get him on that end. So therefore it's like this. He can't move. He can't go this way or that way. Remember, you saw him go that way, which was backwards. That was his only way out. Karmelo is smart, okay? And this is why these is mad, okay? They're mad and they're jealous. Karmelo was on track to, I believe they said 2026 scholarship. These were a bunch of bitter, mad people. And, you know, they set out to do something to him. But I want you guys to have an open mind because I'm also thinking of another narrative. Because this was carefully planned out. And the fact that Karmelo got away and they didn't see him get away makes me think, who was the real target here?
Me first, standing over him, where Austin comes up and he goes around to the left side of Anthony.
I know y'all seen it. Yes, he is pressing Karmelo Anthony. You cannot make this up. It is real ugly, as witnesses said that Austin Metcalf said something first. You are watching. You are watching.
Now, we can't believe those lying-ass witnesses, but what we do is we take what makes sense and we believe that. The rest of it, we throw it in the trash where they need to be. They said, and this is, everybody said it, I don't know, it could have been a few people that we know that they lied, and they said that Austin actually, or I'm sorry, they could have said Hunter. I think initially it started to be Hunter, but then they moved it to say Austin.
It is clear video of the same video everybody's seeing. It's a little clearer. This one is a little what they must show it in there. But there's more video as we see news drop the video, and their video was pretty clear. Now I need that video of, yes, you cannot make this up. It's going down in the real way. Free Karmelo Anthony, new trial, because they said, Hunter Metcalf said in his interview, go back to his interview, it says everything. It's exactly how Hunter said in his first interview. That's how the video goes. He acknowledged first. My brother got my back right from wrong. Yes, you can see Austin Metcalf have his back right behind. Yes, Karmelo Anthony, right behind as he pressed Karmelo Anthony. You cannot make this up. It's going down in the real way. Yes, they saying Karmelo's gonna be away for 35 years. Man, if y'all don't want that. Y'all don't want him to be away for 35 years, not get released in 35 years, because Austin Metcalf will be a meme for 35 years. His mom can't handle it. This boy, Hunter Metcalf, is a little demon that could. You cannot make this up. He is Optimus Prime turns into Megatron. He's a straight Decepticon. You cannot make this up. He's a toxic. He's a biohazard. He is not the Metcalf's favorite child. I know this for a fact. They are looking at him inside his head, even though they don't want to show it to the world. They are looking at him like, you got our child eliminated. You're our favorite child. They can't stand Hunter. Yes, Austin Metcalf is a good brother. I'm going to tell you that. He's a good brother because he's still behind his brother, right from wrong.
I want to show you guys something else because I want you to understand when those witnesses, well, I don't know if I want to call them witnesses, but the individuals that went to Frisco ISD to see those videos were clear, very clear. If you don't believe me, I'm going to show you a few. Here's one. Here's one right here. You can see this video clear, right? This is one of their videos. You see how clear it is? You can literally almost see their faces. You know if they're white or black. If you were familiar with them, you could probably call out their names. Do y'all see how clear that video is? Everything that they did this with intent. This is not a mistake. So we have pretty much Hunter that was the aggressor. And somehow, as he stated, my brother always comes in to help me, even though I'm wrong. What we have learned is that these boys had a history of doing other things to other people. And I want to kind of get into that.
Thing about the cheerleader email. We kind of talked to Brandon about it a little bit. He didn't go into too much detail because of and he just said like kids were disciplined and that's
yeah. So the incident was that we had played Frisco Liberty that night and lost, and we should have beat them because they hadn't won a game in like 3 years. So, the whole football team was frustrated and upset, and Austin and Hunter were physically upset even at the game. Like they got in trouble from the coaches because like Austin threw his helmet. Hunter was the one who's kind of more of like he would get more upset about things. He went back out on the field and finished the game. Austin was like, I'm done. He was just, there was only like 2 minutes left and he was just pissed. He was just in one of those moods. But after the game was over, him and Hunter and I know for sure one other kid who was an offensive lineman went to Cane's to eat. And I'm going to be honest with you, the cheerleaders, I loved the girls. I wasn't a fan of the coach because as a coach myself, I was a volleyball coach for a long time. You want to encourage your kids to encourage the other teams and all those kind of things. And I felt like our cheerleaders just were like,
he did it as a cheer coach. She's a cheer
what's
coach.
the point?
Yeah.
They were just like, what's the point? This is, our team's trash, this kind of thing. And the girls apparently were talking about the game and making comments about how crappy our team was. And Hunter, more than likely said something nasty to one of them because that's how he approaches things. And Austin just went over and was like, man, I don't understand why you guys got to be like that. Like we're upset that we lost and this is how you're not even going to support us. So there was not like a physical altercation. It was more of verbal of like, you guys are assholes for not, you're supposed to be First School Memorial supporters and you're acting like we're shit. Mm-hmm. And you're cheerleaders on top of that. So fast forward to the email that was sent. From what I understand, the coach had talked to Austin and Hunter about just what happened on the field the night before. And then the coach had sent the email, and Coach Jackson, who was our head football coach, actually told them, if you have a problem, you need to go to the police because it was off campus. And there was nothing he's going to do because it was off campus. So nothing came of it. And yes, there was a talking to. And again, I go back to the original fact. Austin would never disrespect a girl per se. Hunter, he could have some choice words for someone who was going to be disrespecting him.
Y'all heard that right. Hunter was a mess.
I'm just going to be completely frank. That's just how he is. They were identical twins, but they were two completely different type of children. But the end result, nothing happened in that regard.
Identical twins, but two completely different type of children.
And then I actually asked someone here recently, how it got leaked or whatever, how the email had gotten out to all these people or whatever. And someone had mentioned more than likely it was a mom.
He wants. Okay, so that just gives us some insight into Hunter's behavior. And frankly, they both were, allegedly had some behavioral issues. Okay, so I don't think none of us at this point believe that those were good kids. Now, what you guys need to understand, okay, is although they are young adults, they get their behavior from their parents. Now, what we have saw from Jeff Metcalf is he ain't nothing but a damn liar, okay? Amongst other things, amongst that record that everybody is allegedly saying, and I believe it because attorneys have looked into it, including law enforcement, okay? A record that is sealed is one that you can't see. I don't know why y'all don't seem to understand that. That is why it's considered sealed, because it's sealed. And if it existed, you would not know because there's no way that you can get it. Now, I want y'all to take into consideration what type of person Hunter is, okay? Because we're going to make the conclusion or draw the conclusion of exactly who Hunter is based on who his father is.
It's not easy. God doesn't say that. God says there's going to be trials and tribulations. God says there's going to be people out there who will deceive you. People out there mean, if we want to go back Old Testament, eye for an eye, Sodom and Gomorrah, turn to stone, man lays with a man, you die. I mean, this is all your personal choices. It's none of my business. I stay in my lane. Just don't come in my lane with your. I respect everyone until they disrespect me. I've been disrespected by so many people, so many times while I've had to sit here and take it. I'm gonna tell you right now, Charleston White, you think you're funny? We'll see who's laughing. Drew Anthony, you're a and a
Interesting.
Kayla, you drunk.
You drunk, B. This man look like he's drunk now. But you guys see the character of this is a father, and this is how he conducts himself. Keep in mind, the people that he's cursing out, they had nothing to do with anything as it related to his son.
What'd you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? My God, what kind of mother are you?
What did you do to that boy to make him stab somebody? When we, at this point, feel like Karmelo could not have stabbed this boy, because even as you watch the video, Karmelo had hit it out the back and had went. And it seems to me that that was the perfect time for them to enact their plan, whatever that was, because I don't understand how Karmelo was out. Once Karmelo exited, you saw those boys still fighting. And I was confused because I said, are they now fighting each other? And that is what it appeared to me. I want y'all to understand. And this is why I had originally said, kind of have an open mind. Okay? Because if you set out to jump somebody, kick somebody, it's you and your friends, they are the target, right? How is it that the target gets away? Something about that does not add up. And this is why I say this. Was Karmelo the fall guy, but yet not the target? I want y'all to keep that in y'all mind.
Hey, Kevin Hayes, you f***ing liar. Day after it happened, how many lies did you sit and type up on your keyboard, you big keyboard warrior?
Is that the pot calling the kettle? Because this man, he lied so much, I haven't even been able to do any commentary on the videos that he's done because they are so frustrating and hate-filled.
Big tough man. You still live in Baton Rouge? Remember you said you'd come to Frisco, buddy? You're supposed to find me. I told you we could sit down and talk.
Now, the commentary that he just gave, this is what he's doing. He's inciting I'll whoop yo, similar to his sons, okay? This is what they did. So this is where they get it from. If you show me your child's parents or your young adult's parents, I got it now. I understand everything. This is how he acts.
That's all you do. Talk, Mr. Squeaky Clean. He's the only one in your family without a damn record.
Again, a man that calls, calling a kettle black because you got yours, what is that word? Sealed. I mean, bruh. So we don't want to admit that. Just stop talking about people records because, if I was convicted of a crime, one that I don't ever want to be convicted of is messing with a child. Okay.
I guess that's something to brag about in your culture.
Did y'all see the racist comment? That's something to brag about in your culture. Well, we know what you brag about in your culture. Messing with them children. Leave them kids alone.
You people hang your hat on the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
There we go. Racist again. You people, this is where they got it from.
Let me make one up. Y'all can let me make something racist up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about Watermelon Felon? How's that one strike you?
Now, I want you guys to know this. This is something that I learned later. Go look up what the term watermelon felon means and what it, no, look up the association. You will learn that it is associated with a cartoon. That particular cartoon, this particular episode that he is referencing Karmelo as a watermelon felon. But if you do research on that actual phrase, that is associated with a cartoon. I can't remember the cartoon specific episode, but what they did in that episode is they wrongfully set somebody up. So while we thought the watermelon felon was racist, which it is, it also indicated something that is he telling on himself, because this stuff is starting to get a little weird.
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night, because he's going to have many nights to think about what the he did.
I hope he enjoyed his first night in that cell last night. I'm going to tell y'all what that means, okay? This man is sick. He's a sick MF. I mean, I don't think they get any sicker than this. So they tried to send Karmelo Anthony to a prison that his dog ass, brother works at. But Karmelo has an army, okay, that don't play about him. We see what you did to him, and we ain't standing for it. So Karmelo never made it to that prison. So he's joking about this because he set out to have something to happen to Karmelo. And I said this on my video yesterday. The hole you dig for others, dig one for yourself. This guy should be very careful, because what I done learned about Karmelo is that God don't play about him, okay? You people need to pump your brakes, okay? You just buried your son. You're opening the door for all this negativity, and you know you're gonna lose again.
I forgave him, so I don't carry the hate.
Okay, we're going to stop it now, because here we go with the lies. So he says that he forgave him. Again, the purpose of this particular part of this video, I want to show you guys the different behaviors that the father has. This is where these kids got it from. This is not something that just came over them. They're filthy because their father is filthy. And I believe so is they mammy, okay? Now, what we have learned from this piece of white trash is that he's a racist, okay? You don't believe me? Believe this.
White person for every fucking thing else. We're the bad ones. We're the one that held you down. Guess what? You can do everything in America that I can do. Tell me one thing you can't do that I can't do. We all have equal rights. What's it say? All men are created equal. The First Amendment protects free speech. I'm for it. Free speech doesn't guarantee you safety. Perfect example, Charlie Kirk, a man who I admired, looked up to. You know why? Because he could fight with words and logic. He didn't need fists, guns, or knives. No. He sat down and talked with you. How do you solve any situation when there's a problem? Communication. Charlie was an expert. That's one person, I admit.
I'm not sure what this means, because if somebody pulled a knife on me, so I'm just going to sit there and try to resolve this. Let's just communicate and resolve this.
I would not want to debate. He was a walking chat GPT. He's an asshole. Or he's the greatest guy who'll give you the shirt off his back. So they both can be right. Because I give what you get. Or what you give, or to me, I'll give you back. So am I racist? Yeah.
What you give to me, I give it back. I don't see anybody on here making a video calling him a wet dog, or, you know, spewing racist epithets. I don't know if y'all, did y'all see it? His children or young adults, they get it from they pappy.
I'm racist against assholes. I don't like them.
I'm racist against a-holes. Well, see, you can only be racist against people if you are racist. Now, I guess a better way to say that is I'm an a-hole against an a-hole, but he used the term racist because when referring to himself, because he's telling you exactly who he is.
I could care less about the color of your skin. We all bleed the same color.
Well, we know, more lies. So this is what I want y'all to understand. And this is what I want you guys to leave this video with, okay? You need to understand that based on this video right here, we know that Hunter, we're going to rewind it, Hunter accosted Karmelo, okay? This was before they even sat down. On the way to wherever Karmelo was going to sit, Hunter was running up to him saying, we don't know what he was saying. Now, some people will say, why did Karmelo never say anything? Listen, when you have an attorney, you do what your attorneys say. You can't just stand up in court and start talking. So, the fact that Karmelo did not take the stand, y'all got to understand this was the strategy of his legal counsel. We know now that it was a setup. The reason that they are withholding these videos, and now the attorney general has gotten involved, because Karmelo didn't do this. He didn't do it. Karmelo was not the aggressor. Video proof shows that Hunter started this shit, okay? Hunter, as I said in my previous video, Hunter Metcalf is definitely responsible. If you go to Hunter's Instagram, just check it out and just, look at it. It looks weird. He has posts of things that people have said about him. Why are these folks monitoring social media so heavily? Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. Also, guys, I need you to make sure you are liking the video. That is simple. What you're going to do is you're going to hit the thumbs up. It is simply liking the video. If you guys have not subscribed to the channel, it's simple. Hit subscribe. And also what you want to do is you want to enable your bell notification. If you don't enable your bell notification, then you're the people in my chat saying, oh, I didn't get a notification. You actually have to enable your bell notification. So I want to know what you guys think in the comments as it relates to this video. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm listening. Go on.
Excuse me, I was brought up in, quote, Bedford-Stuyvesant in my time. But I would like to say what scares us is I think we hear violence.
May I respond? Yes. May I respond, please? The young lady said she's afraid of violence. And isn't it sad that we who have been the victims of so much violence, now whites fear violence from us? We do not have a history of killing white people. White people have a history of killing us. See? And what you fear, may I say this, sir? What you fear, and it's a deep guilt thing that white folks suffer. You are afraid that if we ever come to power, we will do to you and your fathers what you and your people have done to us. And I think you are judging us by the state of your own mind, and that is not necessarily the mind of black people.
And
hello, Freedman family and our riders. And let me just go ahead and get that out the way. Girl, bye. You hear violence only when it comes to us. In fact, the area that she so-called lived in once belonged to Black people. It was known as Weeksville, New York. For those who don't know, that was the beautiful elder, Minister Farrakhan. Now, guys, this took place in the 90s on this talk show, by the way. And it's crazy because what the minister said, even then, still rings true to this day. Please let them know, minister, okay? We're not thinking about them. They still hopping up in our spaces worrying about us playing victim when we clap back. Now, anyways, speaking of violence, I came across this recent story of an Asian man who decided to burn a cross in Chicago. Now, according to him, he didn't know the cross being burned was a symbol of hate towards Black people. While he claims he don't know what it meant, I find the timing that he would use a known intimidation tactic of Black people since the beginning of time just to be very suspicious. Now, y'all, we're going to get into the foolishness, but before we do, guys, please be sure to like this video as well as check us out on the African Diaspora News Channel app. Guys, if you can't do that monthly, that is fine. Still consider leaving us a love offering, one that could help this new Black media channel as well as the Black grassroots. Guys, let's get into the foolishness.
After 72 hours behind bars, Merlin Liu, the man prosecutors say admitted to burning the cross in Grant Park, left the Cook County Jail. But we had questions about his actions that day. Do you have anything to say to the city of Chicago and the fear and emotions that you evoked by burning that cross?
In terms of the fear that I've evoked, I've already apologized, and I'm going to apologize sincerely again right now.
That apology is not enough for prosecutors who charged Liu with a hate crime and arson. Earlier this month, prosecutors say Liu was caught on surveillance video holding 2 long planks of wood and walking from Halsted to Roosevelt and then proceeded east toward Grant Park. And once there, he built the cross and then wrapped toilet paper around the cross and doused the cross in a gallon of kerosene after he tied a red hat to the top.
This is not intended to be a hate crime.
Liu's attorney in court says it was a misguided political protest. If you are in college or have taken college course of that cross burning.
I didn't go to college for history.
But you are college, you had some college courses, right?
Not history.
CPD released photos of a man they say ran from Grant Park. Why did you choose to run away after you burned the cross, sir?
That's just what I did, man.
So
that's not relevant to...
Some can say you ran away because you were a coward. How do you respond to that?
No.
Then why run? As Liu awaits trial, he says he now understands the racial context.
I've learned now the severity and the historical baggage and the context of what I've done. I understand that now, okay? Before, you can call it uneducated, you can call it ignorance. I understand that, okay? So that's
So where did you get the idea of a cross burning if you knew nothing about it?
From my brain.
I don't think he really realized the extent of how it would be interpreted. I mean, again, he's 21. You know, we've all been 21. We've all done things we've regretted at that age. You know, unfortunately, this has gotten him into some trouble. But I mean, I don't think he intended anything harmful towards religion or race. This was strictly political.
Okay, so we just gonna lie. I mean, he could at least try to be believable. It's something about him, guys, that just says, okay, I didn't know. Leave me alone. Get over it. Or whatever. I'm discovered. Something ain't right. Okay. And when I see something like this, it just comes across as an attempt to send a message and get a reaction. So just so we're all on the same page, I'm pretty sure this dude is not telling the full story, or either he lying. Now, I can understand not knowing certain parts of Black history. A lot of people don't know about our towns, our business districts, or some of the things that our ancestors built. But burning a cross, come on now. That's one of the most recognizable symbols of racial intimidation in American history. You don't have to be a history professor to know that this is dumb. Most people who don't even know that much American history know burning crosses are tied to the KKK. It's tied to pretty much violent anti-Blackness, hatred, lynchings, and intimidation. It sounds like he was doing something to intimidate us, and he was out here trying to act like them folks, and now he got to pretend to be dumb and naive. Okay? He is 21 years old and in college, and you don't know that burning a cross in a public place is unacceptable? I guess the best thing he can do now is act dumb. At least he's smart enough to do that, right? But he's not smart enough to know that a cross being burned in a public park is not a good thing. Okay, so in the words of my mama, I was born at night, not last night. And to his lawyer, you're right about one thing. We've all done foolish things at some point in our lives, or things that we're not proud of. We all got a past. That's why you don't see me up here judging many people, especially my people. See, most of us can look back, though, at the age of 21 and think of something dumb we did. That's just part of growing up. That and having a hard head sometimes. Okay? But very few people decide to burn a cross, then act surprised when people react the way they do. So now he's going to have to deal with the consequences. And he's facing some serious charges, okay? And whether people agree with them or not, he got to face consequences. If this truly was a mistake, then guess what? He learned a lesson that many of us learn. Think before we do things. But personally, guys, I'm still trying to understand how somebody could not know this day and time how burning a cross would be perceived in America. The timing is just suspicious now that Black people looked at everything and said enough is enough. After not only Cyrus Belton, but the constant racism faced from Lou's community. See, Black folks took some of our dollars for a plethora of reasons. Cyrus was just one of many reasons. And he was not the first Black child to lose his life in an incident involving members of this community. I mean, how much do you expect us to take? It's okay for us to spend our money with our own people too, as well as for us to reevaluate, where we spend our money. See, we know other groups are now a little nervous, and Lou's community has been big mad about Black Americans choosing to spend more of our money with our community and less with them. We already know that. See, Black folks are tired of the one-sided coalition and dealing with people who refuse to acknowledge racism and stereotypes and hostility. We see all type of hostility. Go on TikTok. That's all you see from Lou's people, all because they mad that we took some of our money back. And the truth is, if the situation was reversed, many of his group would be bothered. But somehow when things happen to Black Americans, we're expected to just ignore it, move on. And we just tired of the disrespect. Well, some of us are. I ain't speaking for everybody. Some of us are just tired. So his community claim they don't need our money, but yet they're on the internet whining about us focusing on ourselves, trying to shame us and insult us for simply focusing on ourselves, something they do all the time. If our dollars don't matter, why is there so much discussion about where we spend them? Why are you making videos, writing posts, and being so outraged and bothered? Guys, I kid you not, it's one guy on TikTok. I'm floored by it. This man is doing everything he can to get Black Americans to literally spend their money with him. And he really don't get it. He's apologizing, but he just don't get it. He's apologizing, saying it's not everybody. Well, it's only one person. You're making everybody suffer. Please, because when something happens with a Black person, they blame the entire community. So I'm not here for it. I don't want to hear it. I mean, the way some of these people act toward us, you would think it was the Black community who dropped Agent Orange on them or clowned their buck teeth or dragging them up out of here like Trump, who's exposing the crime they claim they don't have. They are the model minority. I mean, all Black people did was help get 22 million of you here, to be exact, with our civil rights bill that we fought for. I mean, we only helped you anchor more people here with the 14th Amendment. See, you're ungrateful and you're disrespectful. Then when Black folks say, you know what, we're good. Maybe some of us should stay out behind out of some of your businesses. And we can use that money to better our own community. And you know what? We don't have to worry about our safety and businesses. We can avoid being falsely accused, having people fight us in their stores, lock us in their stores, all of that if we stop going in there, following us around, and just people dying over nothing. Because Latasha Harlan or Cyrus Belton, they were accused of stealing and they died, but they didn't steal a thing. And that's according to evidence. They love trying to play like Black folks aren't that important, but honey, them folks have always been checking for us, always worrying about what we're doing. They got corporations who spend millions chasing Black consumers. Political campaigns spend millions trying to reach Black voters. They even need the Black vote. There are entire industries built around marketing to the Black community. Baby, our money matters more than your presence here. See, while y'all always trying to check for them and align with them, they always checking on what we doing. Think I'm lying? There's not a video I have not made that I have not seen one of them folks literally come up in here just to see what we doing. If our dollars and businesses and land and communities were not important, then why is there such a long history of them targeting us, destroying what we've built, displacing us, or trying to take over? See, Lou community is out here checking for them folks and trying so hard to align with them folks that they can't see that them folks, they checking for us. See, if they were really rocking with you and not using you as a buffer class, they would be helping you out right now. See, they'd be allowing you to have more of your businesses in their community because that's not something I see often. Trust me when I tell you, Black money matters. It mattered enough for them folks to burn down whole business districts, redline our neighborhoods, had Black areas, towns, business districts, and more placed under highways and lakes, and still are doing a lot of this stuff. Now, after slavery, Black communities built banks, hospitals, insurance companies, schools, newspapers, whole business districts and towns. Most of us have heard about Tulsa, Oklahoma, but far fewer know about what happened in Ocoee, Florida. Let me take you back to 1920 in Orange County, Florida. Now, at the time, Ocoee was home to a growing and prosperous Black community. Black families owned land, farms, homes, and businesses. And men like Mr. Mose Norman and Mr. July Perry weren't just surviving. Y'all, they were building Black wealth for their families. Now, they were both respected members of the community who believed Black people should own property, create opportunities for themselves, and fully participate as Black American citizens. But that was only part of the problem. See, it wasn't just that some people didn't want Blacks voting in the area, which they kept Black folks from doing for quite some time. Them folks didn't like seeing Black people acquire land, build wealth, or gain influence within the community. As we've seen throughout history, Black prosperity often attracted a lot of hostility and jealousy from them folks. Now, the Black side of town in Ocoee largely kept to themselves, and the families worked. They owned property, operated businesses, they attended church together, and just built their own little community. But many people were just uncomfortable alone watching Black citizens gain economical power, as well as the ability to have political influence with that economic power. Now, many Black residents there actually own citrus groves, they own farmland, they own homes, tons of businesses. And they weren't waiting on anybody to save them. They were creating opportunities for themselves. Now, in 1920, two prosperous landowners, Mose Norman and Mr. July Perry, again, encouraged Black residents to vote in the presidential election. They even helped to pay the poll taxes for those who could not afford to vote. They did little things to keep them from voting. However, that decision would change Ocoee forever. Mr. July Perry and Mr. Mose Norman, they wasn't having it. And on November 2nd, 1920, Mr. Norman went to the polls to exercise his constitutional right. And instead, he was aggressively turned away by them folks. He got into a fight with someone and fled to Mr. July Perry's home. Now, word quickly spread that Norman may be there. And before you know it, them folks surrounded Mr. July Perry's home. And this is the part that many people don't hear. Mr. Perry was not willing to surrender his home or the people in it. And when members of the mob attempted to force their way into his home, gunfire erupted. Several members of the mob were pow-powed during confrontation. One man attempting to enter through the rear of the home was wounded, while others were unalived immediately during the exchange for coming for them black folks. Sometimes you just got to match energy, and you know them folks don't like that. The resistance actually forced the mob, or shall I say them folks mob, to pull back. And the men who arrived expecting an easy victory found themselves surrounded. So they had to go get help, which they did. And that reinforcement is how things took a turn for the black folks for the worst. Ultimately, Mr. Perry would perish as he and many others were lynched, and his body was left hanging as a warning to other residents to intimidate them, much like the cross was used to intimidate black people. But the thing is, what was so devastating, guys, is black homes were burned, their businesses were destroyed, churches were attacked, families were left with nothing. Let's talk Sweet Auburn out of Atlanta, Georgia. See, this place was established in the late 1800s and grew rapidly following the 1906 Atlanta race riot. Now, Auburn Avenue, what it was known back then, became the economic heartbeat of Black Atlanta. Now, extending less than 2 miles from Peachtree Street, the area became home to a growing Black middle class and some of the most successful Black-owned businesses in the country. In fact, Sweet Auburn actually became so prosperous that it was referred to at the time as the richest Negro street in the world. The district was filled with hotels, restaurants, theaters, newspapers, churches, barbershops, beauty salons, professional offices. I could go on for days. Black people didn't just live here. They built an entire economic ecosystem without them folks. And some of the biggest names in Black entertainment include, that actually was there often, was Miss Aretha Franklin, Mr. James Brown, Ray Charles, Marvin Gaye. They all performed and stayed around Sweet Auburn's venues over the years. But what made Sweet Auburn truly special wasn't just the entertainment. It was the financial power. Black-owned institutions like the Citizens Trust Bank provided loans and credit to Black homeowners and business people at the time when many mainstream banks refused to do so. The district was also home to Rucker Building, Atlanta's first Black-owned office building constructed in the early 1900s by Mr. Henry Rucker, a formerly enslaved man who became a successful businessman and political leader. The area would flourish for 80 years. 80. Then in 1950s and 60s, urban renewal projects and the construction of Interstate 75 and 85 cut directly through parts of the community. Thousands of residents were displaced. Businesses were destroyed. Now, today, Auburn Avenue still exists, but Sweet Auburn is nothing like what it once was. Don't tell me they don't pay attention to our money, honey. Let's do one more, because we can't be here all day. But let's just do one more. And I'm going to flip it this time again. See, we've been talking about Black towns and business districts and communities, but let's talk about an amusement park. Oh, we had those too. It wasn't just one. But for now, let's talk Joyland. Now, Joyland was an amusement park owned by us in Chicago, opened in 1923, literally. At 33rd Street and Wabash Avenue in Chicago's growing Bronzeville community, Joyland was the first and largest Black-owned amusement park in the nation at the time. The park was actually financed by several of Chicago's leading businessmen and attorneys who pooled their resources to create a place where Black families could enjoy themselves without dealing with segregation. Think about that. Instead of begging for access to somewhere else or waiting on other people to do what they thought should be done or wagging their finger at their people for what they didn't do, they did what they needed to do or what they thought needed to be done. And Joyland was only about 2 acres, but it packed a lot in that space. The area featured rides such as a Ferris wheel, a merry-go-round, a swing, a whip ride. Visitors could also enjoy open-air dance halls and live performances from around the city. And the park advertised with a simple message: come one, come all. Admission to the grounds and entertainment was free, making it accessible to working class Black folks throughout Chicago's South Side. And many people from around the country also showed up too. It quickly became a popular destination for everybody Black, looking for a place they can enjoy themselves without harassment. Unfortunately, the park's success began affecting surrounding white businesses. As Black families spent their money at Joyland, some nearby business owners grew hostile toward the park's popularity. Now, according to historical accounts, white business interests regularly challenged Joyland's license renewals and made repeated complaints against the Black-owned amusement park to get it shut down. The owners of Joyland fought to keep the park operating, but they were eventually overwhelmed by political pressure and opposition from powerful white interests who wanted the park gone. By 1925, only 2 seasons, Joyland closed its doors. Think about that, guys. The largest Black-owned amusement park in America, and they only wanted it to operate for 2 years, not even that long, because they were jealous. And today, the land where Joyland once stood is part of the Illinois Institute of Technology campus and surrounding parking areas. Many people don't even know it exists. So don't tell me they don't care about Black dollars. They did and still do. All right, guys. So that's all I have for today. Guys, thank you so much for just tuning in to my long form videos. Just know that
Juneteenth is not only an American story, it is a global story, an African story, and a Ghanaian story. It reminds us that the struggle for freedom, dignity, and justice is universal and unending. In this castle that was once used to service the machinery of enslavement, we gather today to declare that freedom is unfinished without repairing the trauma and lasting injustice.
Ghana. Gotta talk about Ghana. Ghana's up to the shenanigans, y'all. Ghana. Boy, their minister of tourism. Did y'all see the video I put on my social media? Did y'all see the video I put? Oh Lord. Oh, let me play it for you. How about that? Let me play the audio for you guys to let y'all hear it. I'll do that. I'll do you one better. I'll just let you hear it. Okay, family. This is Ghana, the minister of tourism. This lady, I can't think of her name. Hold on. Let me let you hear what she said about Juneteenth, ladies and gentlemen. All right, listen to this. This is her talking about Juneteenth. Y'all bear with me. Listen to this. Let me know if you can hear it. Hold on.
Is universal and unending.
Hold on.
Juneteenth is not only an American story. It is a global story, an African story, and a Ghanaian story. It reminds us that the struggle for freedom, dignity, and justice is universal and unending. In this castle that was once used to service the machinery of enslavement, we gather today to declare that freedom is unfinished without repairing the trauma and lasting injustice.
Okay, did y'all hear her, family? Did y'all hear her? She said that Juneteenth is not just an American story, it's an African story and a Ghanaian story. How is Juneteenth a Ghanaian story? Ghana wasn't technically even a country when Juneteenth first came about. How the hell is it a Ghanaian story? Because these folks just be saying stuff and then don't elaborate on it. They do a Fat Joe did. Hip hop, blacks and Latinos 50-50, and then you won't elaborate and just put a lie out there and just let it linger, and hopefully you think nobody's gonna say nothing. See, that's why it's important to jump on these people's lies, family. That's what they do. The name of the game is just keep throwing lies out there, and if the lies don't get unchecked, they start to fester. Lies are like mold. You understand? If you don't take care of mold early on, that shit just grows and spreads and spreads and spreads. You got to knock that shit out early. You understand? Good Lord. We got to be very loud to shut that nonsense down, family. It is not xenophobic to say, hey, y'all people need to stop lying. Juneteenth is not a Ghanaian story. It is not an African story. That's a culmination of a uniquely American legal and constitutional crisis. That marks June 19th, 1865, when Major General Gordon Granger went down there to Galveston. He had to enforce the Emancipation Proclamation. That was a military order signed by the president to crush an American rebellion. The people liberated that day were freed under American law that we fought for on American soil that we built after enduring a uniquely American system of chattel slavery. This is not an African story unless you count the ones who were selling folks. Are you talking about that? What are they saying? Do I have any Ghanaians or Pan-Africans in here? Where the Pan-Africans when y'all always whining and y'all never around to explain this horse crap when these folks are talking crazy? Man, somebody said it's a Texas story. No, it's a foundational Black American story because the Emancipation Proclamation was issued for all of us who were enslaved over here. That includes Texas. So that's a part of it. You understand? And listen, we had a distinct ethnogenesis. Foundational Black Americans, we had an ethnogenesis. By 1865, the enslaved people in Texas were not African. You understand? They had an ethnogenesis like all of us had an ethnogenesis. We had a brand new identity and ethnic group in the American South. Juneteenth celebrates the survival of that ethnogenesis. It celebrates that distinct lineage. So calling it Ghanaian or saying that it's a Ghanaian story, that literally makes no damn sense. Juneteenth is our cultural milestone. It's not a monolithic global one. Notice how everybody feels entitled to our shit. Anything that's for us, everybody can just kind of nudge us out the way and just claim jump every damn thing we do. They don't do that with other people. You don't see them talking about St. Patrick's Day as a global story. You don't see that. Anything that's remotely carved out for us, you got people from the outside trying to elbow their way in as if they're entitled. See, we let people get away with way too much shit, man, for way too long. Way too long. Look, the blood was spilled by foundational Black American soldiers. Juneteenth was just not, it wasn't just freedom granted. No, that was a day that freedom was enforced by the Union Army. And again, we were fighting with the Union Army. They could not have won the Civil War without foundational Black Americans. That's what Lincoln said. Those United States colored troops, that was the damn secret sauce that won the war. You understand? Foundational Black American men took up arms on this soil, shedding blood in these American battles to violently dismantle that damn white supremacist Confederacy. So we were freeing ourselves. You understand? Nobody from Africa came to help us. We were helping ourselves. We had to be up in the swamp using that as a sanctuary base that a lot of folks don't talk about. We had to put in that work. We didn't get no work from or no help or no assistance from Africa. We didn't. You understand? So trying to make it a generic African story, that's an attempt to erase the specific military sacrifice of foundational Black American ancestors who fought for their own liberation. I'm not giving nobody else credit for that. That's our family, y'all. You don't get credit for that. You know, damn Ghanaian story. Hell no. Y'all didn't stand on business like that. Y'all were there making deals with the British and all that shit. No, no, no. We were putting belt to ass over here. You don't get credit for that. I'm sorry. Listen, that Minister of Tourism wanted to fold our foundational Black American holiday into their nation's narrative. See, that's commodification. That ain't solidarity. See, Juneteenth is a sacred day of remembrance for the descendants of freedmen. It's not a marketing tool to drive heritage tourism, because that's what they're trying to drive some tourism over there. You understand? Ghana, you got your history, Ghana. Shout out to Kwame Nkrumah and all that stuff. They had the Gold Coast independence back in 1957. They got their own thing. Hey, celebrate your stuff. You understand? And when Ghana celebrates their Independence Day, we don't claim that. All right, shout out to Ghana. You want to celebrate your independence? That's the victory for Ghana. We don't claim it as our own. See, true mutual respect between ethnic groups from different continents, man, that means recognizing and honoring the distinct historical timelines. You don't blend them together until the specific details of American survival is washed away, because what they're trying to do is erase us. And that's not going to happen. The system that was dismantled on Juneteenth, that was a distinct system of servitude infringed on us. You understand? American chattel slavery was racialized, it was perpetual, it was constitutionally protected for a long time until we said, hell no, enough of that. And us overcoming that very specific machine, that's a major triumph exclusive to those of us who survived that. Our family survived that. So trying to dilute that narrative, that minimizes the unique terror that we faced and we survived, that no other group have survived like that. So that's not going to be erased by trying to sit up here and say, oh, this is all of us survived it. No, you didn't. You didn't. No, no, no. No, you don't get to get stolen valor. See, people try to get our valor. They want to steal our valor. Like people talk about stolen valor. They love stealing our valor. No. See, we're exercising cultural sovereignty. Every distinct group, they have a right to cultural sovereignty. They have a right to their own traditions, their own holidays, their own history, without them being absorbed into a broader, vaguer category. You understand? The Irish got St. Patrick's Day, the French got Bastille Day, Haitians got the Haitian Independence Day. New York, they got the Caribbean Day Parade. We have Juneteenth. Every damn time Juneteenth rolls around, you notice everybody tries to tether it up. It's never just honoring our lineage and heritage. It's all about putting some jollof on it, flying some other flags on it, Pan-Africanizing it. It's always this diluting thing. You understand? And us, listen, don't you be ashamed, Black people, foundational Black Americans, for claiming our holiday as exclusively ours. That's not division. That's about the rightful ownership and the heritage of our ancestors and protecting that and standing on lineage business. But why is Ghana doing all this stuff? Because Ghana's really been claim jumping for a couple of years now. Listen, right now they got a heritage tourism hustle going on right now. That Ghana year of return, you know, that was a highly successful economic strategy basically designed to capture the Black American disposable income. So by them legally observing and heavily promoting Juneteenth, they're trying to franchise foundational Black Americans' cultural milestone to drive their own tourism sector. See, they want to leverage our sacred day of liberation as a marketing funnel to sell flights and hotel bookings and residency permits and real estate investments over in Accra. And they're trying to piggyback off the global reparations, and they're trying to get debt relief and all that shit. And this is about geopolitical leverage. See, during the recent Juneteenth events in Ghana, they had some kind of global reparatory justice framework nonsense they were talking about demands for national debt relief for African nations. See, they're using us for a bag for themselves, man. I keep telling y'all this. That's why we cannot let them sit up here and get in the reparations conversation at all. If they get in it, we are done. We cannot let them touch the reparations conversation. If a dime goes to them, we would never, ever see it in life. We'll never see a dime if it goes to them. These people are trying to double dip on the damn reparations. They already got paid because they had deals to have those castles up there. They already had deals going on. You understand? They know that the specific blood-soaked history of American chattel slavery, that carries massive, undeniable moral weight on the global stage. And by trying to wrap their little modern-day economic demands under the banner of Juneteenth, they're trying to use our specific trauma as a Trojan horse to get some international funding and debt forgiveness for their own countries. These folks are trying to use us, but we keep calling that ass out. We can't let these folks use us for their finesse. Them trying to frame Juneteenth as some shared African story, they're actively sanitizing the historic record. You know, you adopt our holiday, that allows modern nations to position themselves alongside the victims that they help victimize. So that strategically blurs a very uncomfortable reality. Those people in those kingdoms, they were selling people to the damn European buyers in the first place and making deals, and they already got paid and they already made treaties with them and trying to co-opt our liberation narrative. That helps erase their historic role as the middlemen in the enslavement. They're not going to get away with that either. See, they think they're going to try to get away. My brothers, we got to get justice. My brothers, they stole my niggas from me. We need justice. And you got the blood money on your hands. No, you're not going to do that, Dudu Tunde. Hell no. You don't get to swing and spin the block. After you done did a dirty deal that went bad for your ass, now you want to spin the block. You done sold some of us out, because most of us, there was a lot of us already over here, but there were a few that were sent over here from there. But yeah, they want to spin the block after they got their little trinkets, their mirrors and beads and their little paper, tricked it off. And now you want to spin the block. That's like a crackhead stealing a VCR. And now y'all can't watch TV. And he's like, oh, man, what we going to do? We can't watch TV. You, my brother, we watch TV together. What we going to do? We're going to have to go to the pawn shop and demand some justice. Fool, you sold the damn VCR to the pawn shop and smoked up the money. You understand? Like, we both got to go yell at the pawn shop. You sold it to the pawn shop. The hell? Yeah, we're not equal victims here. I was victimized by both of y'all. You know? But listen, we as foundational Black Americans, we're the most visible and influential cultural superpower on the planet. These foreign entities, they treat our culture as an open source. See, by absorbing Juneteenth into a Pan-African narrative, Ghana, they want to position themselves as the political and spiritual headquarters of the global black diaspora. That's what they're playing for, ladies and gentlemen. They're like, yes, 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 slavery all over the world, black Americans, those are brothers. And we are the leaders of all of the niggas who were enslaved. See, they're trying to act like they're the leaders of the descendants of the enslaved. That's the play they're doing, guys. That's the play Ghana is running. You understand? They're trying to set Ghana up as the headquarters for justice for global descendants of slaves. And I'm saying, hell no. No. That's again, you're letting the crackhead come in your house, the one who done sold all your equipment to the pawn shop. You letting him come up in the house acting like a landlord. And I got to come on in and help you. I got to manage everything because people be stealing around here. I heard, they be selling stuff to the pawn shop. So I got to come in and watch everything. Let me help you. You is my brother. No, we're not letting you watch nothing. That's the equivalent of letting Ghana be in charge of any reparations, family. We ain't gonna get a dime. If they get a dime, they're gonna smoke it up. You understand? That is the last thing we need Ghana touching anything to do with our reparations. Not one dime, nothing. We'll never see nothing. They've already finessed already. They've already run a finesse. They're running another con game. Good grief. Well, these people are bold with it, man. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to extract the massive political currency generated by Foundation of Black Americans so they can centralize their own global influence. See, they need us to co-sign them. You understand? People know how janky those folks are over there in West Africa. But see, we as Foundation of Black Americans, because a lot of us have been going over there, we've given Ghana a lot of our legitimacy. You understand? W.B. Du Bois went over there and he lived over there. So we've been giving Ghana a lot of our legitimacy. Nah, that ain't it though. Oh, that ain't it. We got to cut that out. Because see, they reduce our lineage so they can extract resources. See, if Juneteenth is simply an African story, then Foundation of Black Americans would just reduce to a displaced subcategory of Africans rather than a distinct sovereign people who forged through an ethnogenesis in the Americas. So that narrative is collapsing a very highly embedded group here. So that makes it easier to demand our loyalty, our skills, our investment, our capital without having to respect the specific exclusive debt owed solely to the descendants of freedmen. See, they're trying to blend timelines so they can tap into our resources under the guise of this unified family reunion. Come home, brothers. We're all in this together. Come on home, my good brother. Brother, come home. No, we're home. This is our home here. This is our home here, and we're good. We're not letting the finesse go down. Man, let me get some of the family in here. Raise your hand, family. Yeah, where are the damn Pan-Africans? Where are they at? All right, y'all raise your hand. Let me get the family in here. Yeah. While Ghana's talking all that shit, Ghana, any Ghanaians in here? Wait, let me say this. Any Ghanaians in here? Because listen, people see the momentum we got with reparations. We're standing on reparations heavy. We haven't let it go. We're going to keep stomping down on it. So it's going to come sooner or later. It's coming. And people see the writing on the wall. And Ghana is trying to get in front of it because they know if we get it from the U.S. government, we're going to go over there to Elmina. Oh. When we get it from the U.S. government, we're going to go to that Elmina Castle and say, hey, let's crack open some books around here and see who's who. Yeah, let me come holler at y'all, Dudu Tunde. Yeah, since y'all making a lot of tourism money off these slave castles, yeah, you're going to need to break a little bread too. Yeah, you too. Where the check coming from you too? Yeah, we know about that. But brother, they tricked me. I was tricked by the white man. No. Trick that check over, Dudu Tunde. Trick the check over. Yeah, we're gonna hit you up too. So they're trying to get in front of it. Look, we're all in this together. I'm trying to get justice for all of us. No. No. We see you, man. Oh yeah, you're gonna get hit up too. All right, raise those hands, family. Let me get the family in here. Let me get the family in here. Oh, yeah, we got a whole list of other people. We're taking care of the big dog first, though. Oh, that's the U.S. government. We're making sure the U.S. government going to break bread. And then when they break bread, Britain, oh, you ain't off the hook, Britain. Britain is next. Yeah, Britain, y'all banned me, so I'm really on your bumper, Britain. Britain, you're next. France, you're next. You were down there living big in New Orleans, France. You were doing big things in New Orleans, France. Oh, we gonna holler at you. Yes, sir. Yeah, we're gonna holler at you too, France. Spain. Oh, you were the first ones to get over here. Spain. Portugal is a little tricky because they were down there in Brazil. That one's a little tricky, but definitely Spain. Oh, Spain, we're going to holler at you too. Germany, Amsterdam, because we were up there building up New York. New York was New Amsterdam, and we were building that up. All right? We're going to holler at the Netherlands. Oh, it's a whole bunch of them we're going to holler at. Oh, yeah. Oh, so yeah, we got a list of people now. And guess who else? The Cherokee tribe. Oh, yeah. Oh, some of these tribes, the Creek Indians. Oh, some of these tribes that then got whitened up now. We're gonna holler at you too. Oh, we're gonna holler at you too. Oh, yeah. Yep, the ones that were enslaving. Yep. The Catholic Church, you ain't off the hook either. The Vatican, oh, we should take it there. I ain't scared of no damn Vatican. Oh, they're on some powerful Illuminati shit. No, we'll make the Vatican needs to break bread too. The Catholic Church and the Vatican, because they were the ones who signed them damn doctrines of discovery. They were the ones who kicked it off. The Catholic Church and the Vatican, yeah, Pope, bring your ass on over here in the Pope mobile. Let me holler at you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Vatican too. Let us get reparations here. Oh, let us get reparations here. All of them gonna get on the hook. Yeah. Yeah, Pope, let me hold something. Yeah. That's what we gonna be on. Let me see who we got. Y'all raise your hand. Man. Your lineage goes to Spain and France. Well, what's that? What's that? Glittery news? Oh, okay. I was about to have glittery on. You got a janky account. Yeah. We can make the. You think we can? Shit. Don't be scared about that. Yeah, they're very scary and powerful, but damn that. The U.S. government is powerful and scary, but we still stand up to it. Hold on, Scotty Jenkins. All right, come on, let me get Scotty in here. Scotty, what's up, Scotty?
What's going on with you? How you doing?
I'm good, Scotty. What's on your mind?
Wanted to run something by you, but I'm gonna end with that. But when you once we get the reparations, going to holler at the Creeks and the Choctaw, which I find to be very interesting because we already know what the real is. But once you put them, they're gonna end up having to put their back against the wall because they don't. Well, we ain't got nothing to do with that. But you Choctaw, but you Creek. No. They're gonna start fumbling words, mincing words, and then they're gonna end up exposing their own selves. Well, what we already know. And I would love to be a fly on the wall for that. But I'm gonna let my plane with this. Over the past weekend in a small town, like 20 minutes outside of Cleveland, it was called a town called Elyria, Ohio.
Yeah.
There was a 14, 15-year-old black girl that was attending the Juneteenth celebration. She was being a little unruly, nothing too crazy. Somebody called the police, or somebody notified the police in the area. They actually, it's on. I posted it on my Twitter. They slammed her, and the one officer had his knee on her neck. They tried to George Floyd this girl.
Oh wow, wow.
Here's the catch though. But it was two black brothers. They was with the stuff. They ran over there and disrupted it. Got them up off.
I
Of
saw
them.
that. Okay, I saw that. I did see that.
They ended up getting arrested.
I saw that. Yep.
But I said, you know what? Shout out to those brothers, and I would like to find, because I am from Cleveland, I would like to find out who they is. I want to thank them, speak to them, talk to them myself personally.
No
But that was the major thing about watching that George Floyd situation when it happened. I just remember saying to myself, ain't nobody gonna jump in, ain't nobody gonna bum rush him, ain't nobody gonna, and these brothers did exactly what they were supposed to do.
Wow.
They got on code.
Yes, indeed.
That's all. Y'all enjoy.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm glad he brought that up because I saw the video. I didn't know where it was though, because there was so much going on. But yeah, they were attacking this black girl. The race soldiers were roughing her up, and some brothers was like, "Oh hell no!" And they stepped in and interfered, and they're like, "No, y'all not gonna do her like this." And they're like, "We're gonna arrest you." And the brothers were like, I don't give a damn. Y'all not gonna do that. Shout out to them brothers. Yeah, I would like to know who they are. We got to big those brothers up and make sure they're good, and look out for them, and possibly put some on their case to help them out. But yeah, my Ohio people, if you know about those cats, holler at me and let me know. That'd be great to really chop it up with those brothers and make sure they're good. That's what I'm saying. They weren't going to sit around and just let this girl get gaffled up like that. Yeah, shout out to them. That's standing on FBA business. Respect to that. You understand? Let me see. Yeah, my Ohio people, if we can get some information on them, that'd be great. Oh yeah, Ohio. I told you about Ohio. Ohio, man, that was a major hub on the Underground Railroad, man. Ohio has always put belt to ass. Dude, you had a whole bunch of rebellions going on up there in Ohio. Cincinnati in particular. Anywhere around the river up there. Anywhere up there by that river, because that was a major Underground Railroad hub. You know? Let me see who we got. Yeah, we talk about Ohio in the new movie, by the way, in Hidden Color 6. We talk about some of them riders up there in Ohio and them riots that were up there. They've been having riots up there since the mid-1800s. Yeah? Yeah, the Ohios, them players don't mess around. Yeah. Let me see. And I got a lot of my families up there too. Let me see. Let me shout out to everybody in here. We're in here deep. We're in here deep. Yeah, you remember when those Russian Jewish cats went up there and trying to put their hands on some brothers out there in Cincinnati, and they all got mopped up. They mopped them Russians up. Let me see who we got. Raise your hand, family. What's up, Miss Bree? Let's get Bree L. And okay, Bree, your account is something's going on with your account. I can't let you up. I was gonna let you up. Something's going on with your account. All right, something is happening. All right. Mr. Based, what's going on, Based? Mr. Based. Let me see. All right, let me see who we got in here. We got a lot of folks in here. Let me see, Bigfoot. Okay. What's up, Bigfoot? Hop on in, Bigfoot. All right. Some of y'all not getting on Bigfoot. What's happening?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, Lord. What's going on, Bigfoot?
We talked before. my granddaughter put that up there, Bigfoot.
Oh, I'm about to say, I'm like, who the hell?
Nah, I'm not one of those punks. Nah, I ain't playing no games.
I'm like, what the hell is
It's
this?
a lot you said, boy. You be blasted on my life.
My kids be doing shit. They be getting access to my stuff and putting all types of cartoon characters on it.
Oh my God. She heard me tell her a story this kid said, it was a white kid. I was reading something online. He said Bigfoot saved his life, and she thought that was hilarious. Next thing I know, hell, I was Bigfoot after she heard me tell that story. Yep, you said a mouthful. Now,
Yes,
I was thinking about the Juneteenth stuff you said about Juneteenth. You
Yes,
do
ma'am.
know now that they include the gay pride community with Juneteenth. I
Yeah.
heard a man say even the fist now, the symbol, the fist, it's the rainbow.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the fist is the rainbow now. So yeah, everybody's jumping on the Juneteenth wagon.
Yeah. I mean, look, and thank you, beloved. Anything we do, they only do it with our stuff. See, this is why, man, we should have been gatekeeping a long time ago. We should have been gatekeeping a long time ago and being unapologetic about it. We've been sitting up there on this old open source kumbaya thing, this great big tent, and everybody's invited to the cookout. No. We got to shut some of that stuff down. You're stronger when you're concentrated. When you put too much shit in everything, it dilutes it. No, we got to concentrate power. You understand?
We'll work for you.
Kofi, follow me.